Hi friends, in this video we will learn how to install Apache Tomcat on Linux and deploy Jenkins on top of it. So first of all, I am connecting to PuTTY, that is through Ubuntu Linux. Log into PuTTY. I am just changing the settings for the font size increase. Okay, let's type my ID, @boon. Enter the password. Okay, I am able to log in successfully. Now we need to download the Apache Tomcat. Let's go to any of the browser. I am going to Google Chrome and go to Google. Search for Tomcat. The very first link you get is the Tomcat official website. The left hand side you see the download links. Under download there are various versions of Tomcat installations available. I clicked on Tomcat 9. On the right hand side you see the various installers available. For Linux we need to download the tar.gz file. I copied the link of that downloadable link. Now I use a wget command to download this software. Wget, just paste the link which we have copied from the website and enter. So this will download the software directly from the website to our server. Okay, so the download is completed. Let's see what is the file available. Okay, so Apache Tomcat 9.0 version is downloaded. Now I will untar it. So to untar it I am using this command. Okay, the tar file got untarred successfully. So just do the listing. So I got the directory created after the untar. Go to the directory, go to bin, lsf and lrt. So we have the startup and shutdown scripts in this folder available. I am going to start the Apache Tomcat with the startup.sh script. So just before going to start the Apache Tomcat, the prerequisite is Java should be installed on your server. Without Java we can't start the application server. It will throw the Java error. So I have the Java already installed on my server. You can see the version of Java available here, 1.80. Let's go ahead and start it. Just execute the startup.sh script. Okay, it has started successfully. You can see the display message over there. Tomcat started. Just grab the process and confirm whether the Tomcat is really running or not. Sometimes the command runs fine and you won't get the output. So just to cross verify, I am checking the Tomcat process. Okay, you see the Tomcat is running with this ID and the process ID 10017. So that means Tomcat is running fine. Let's go to browser and open the new tab. Get the IP address of our server, because so we can't use a local host here because we are running it on a remote server. I have taken that IP address, and by default Tomcat runs on port 8080. We have not changed that port. Okay, so this is the Tomcat home page, and when I clicked on manager app I am not able to log in because I am getting 4003 access denied. So we need to configure the user ID and password in the configurations of Tomcat. So just go back to server and config directory. So there is a file tomcat users.xml. Just edit that file and add the user details here. At the bottom we have to add the user details. See, there is an example also given in the just above of my cursor. So similarly we have to configure the admin and manager user IDs. So I have the entries. I just added them here. Just save the file. Now we need to restart the Tomcat to reflect these changes. Go to bin and shut down the Tomcat process which is already running, and start up the Tomcat process with the startup.sh script. Enter. Tomcat has started. So let's grab the process once again and validate. Okay, Tomcat is also running fine. Now refresh the browser and try to log in. click on manager app. Still it's not working, and I think that there should be some other settings we need to take care, as the manager app setting is not working. So I'm just retrying multiple times to verify that. Okay, it's not working. So since so we are accessing this Tomcat installation from the Ubuntu Linux, which is running on a VMware. Okay, so maybe some configuration settings we need to fine tune to access the Tomcat installation which we have done on the Ubuntu from our local Windows machine. For that, there are some settings we need to do under config directory, under web apps, cd2 web apps. Just cross checking the Tomcat users.xml file once again. Okay, now go back to cd2 web apps, cd2 manager and web.inf, and edit the context.xml file. So in this file we need to comment some entries so that we will be allowed to access the Tomcat manager remotely. So this is very important settings we need to make in our real time also. Maybe if you are working in any company, there you will have to disable this entry so that you are allowing other users to access it from anywhere from your organization. Anywhere in the sense it will be allowed only in the intranet, not from the internet. To enable it in the internet, there are other settings as well which we need to work with network team to enable it in the firewall. Okay, I have changed the settings, disabled that entries, and going back to bin folder to restart the Tomcat instance so that the modified settings will be reflected in the configurations. Just checking once again, we have added the user ID password correctly. Let me remove that entry and add these two lines. Additionally, I am adding the admin ID also here. That is the reason I am rechecking the configurations. Okay, save this, go to bin folder, restart the Tomcat, shut down the Tomcat process and start it up. Okay, now grep for the process for the confirmation. Okay, now go back to browser, refresh the browser, click on the manager app. Okay, finally we got the pop-up to enter our ID and password. So the ID password from Notepad I am taking, which is configured on the tomcat.xml. Okay, I am able to log in now. So that setting is very important to access the Tomcat instance remotely. Okay, now this is the home page of Tomcat manager where all the applications will be deployed. If you see the path, we don't have any application deployed as of now. These are the defaults available right now. Let's deploy the WAR file from the backend now. To deploy it, I need to download the jenkins.war file. So just go to browser, search for Jenkins. On the home page you will see download, click on download. Let's download any of the stable version. So the very first link, it's a generic Java package, which means that .war file. So we need to download that. So I have downloaded already and cancelling the downloader. Now just copy the link of that WAR file, go to server, go back to home directory. Now, so if you see here, we don't have Jenkins application available. So this is the deployment directory. Now directly I will download this WAR file into this directory. So it will download and deploy the jenkins.war file directly into Tomcat. Okay, download is completed. Do listing again. You will see a jenkins.war file downloaded and extracted. Okay. See that jenkins.war file is downloaded and it is also extracted because we have directly deployed into web apps. So which is a deployment directory for Tomcat. Any WAR file you place it in web apps, it will be extracted automatically and deployed. That is a backend deployment of WAR file on top of Tomcat application server. Now go back to browser. Okay, now go back to browser, just refresh it. You will see Jenkins application is available here. Right click on it, open in a new tab. Okay, we got the unlock Jenkins screen. So we need to copy this path and get the admin password to unlock the further Jenkins installation. Just go to server. After copying that path, add that file, copy the admin password. So this will enable us to proceed with the further installation of Jenkins. Just click on continue after pasting that password. So here we have two choices: install the suggested plugins and select the plugins to install. So I will go for the default installation, that is install the plugins with the installation. Okay, so now you should have internet connection to complete this installation. So it will download the required plugins from the Jenkins library and install it on top of our Jenkins instance. Okay, all the plugins got installed and it moved to next screen where we have to create the first time admin user. So we can skip this. This is a choice, we can skip it also, but I would like to create one user ID for this demo purpose. Okay, let's enter user ID, password, and reconfirm the password, and you will have to enter the user ID or full name and your email address. So these are all mandatory fields, you can't skip it. Save and continue. Yeah. So this is the URL of your Jenkins instance. Just copy and make a note of it. Click on save and finish. So that will conclude the Jenkins installation. Now let's go ahead and start the Jenkins instance. Okay, Jenkins has started and logged in with the default ID which we have created during the installation process, which is ITboon. Let's go ahead and log out and relog in to verify our credentials are working fine. Enter the user ID, password, and log in. Okay, so the Jenkins installation is successful. Now go back to Jenkins Tomcat manager. Let's try to start and undeploy the jenkins.var file from the Tomcat manager. I just stopped it. So now Jenkins is stopped. Let's check the Jenkins URL whether it is up or not. Just refresh it. It will be down. Okay, because we have stopped it from the Tomcat manager. Now go back to Tomcat manager and click on start. Just wait for a second. It will start. Okay, it has started. The start button is disabled now. Only stop, reload, and undeploy is highlighted. Just go back to the second tab and re-verify whether the Jenkins is up or not. Okay, Jenkins is up. Now let's try to reload the Jenkins. That means reload in the sense restart, which we do with the command line. The restart, reload is nothing but from Tomcat manager, it's a restart. So I just clicked on reload and verifying that Jenkins instance, what's happening actually. It will take 10 seconds after clicking on the reload to restart the Jenkins instance. Okay, you can see on the screen that Jenkins is getting restarted. It came up. Now we have one more option, which is undeploy. Undeploy is nothing but it will delete the jenkins.var file and Jenkins folder from the deployment directory, which is web apps. So I clicked on undeploy. So the Jenkins installation is gone now. Let's go to server and check whether the Jenkins and jenkins.var file is available. Okay, if we compare with the previous output of LSF and LRT, the jenkins.var and Jenkins directory is missing now. Just refresh it. I will show you one more method how to deploy the jenkins.var file from the Tomcat manager. We have an option to deploy from the front end itself, which is var file to deploy. Choose the file from your downloads. So I have the downloaded var file available here. I have chosen it. Just click on deploy. Okay, somehow it's not working. So we need to check some settings on the server. What is causing this issue? Go to your Apache Tomcat installation. Again web apps. manager, meta-inf or web-inf. So web.xml will be there here. Yeah, web.xml, edit it. So there will be a configuration setting to limit the size of the WAR file. So currently by default it will be limited to 50 MB. So I just modified this file sometime back, so to 80 MB or above 80 MB. It's actually 90 MB in the settings below, so that we will be allowed to deploy the files bigger than default size allowed 50 MB. So the Jenkins file size currently is 61 MB. That's why it was not allowing us to deploy. So I have modified the config file to allow more than 80 MB now. So to reflect the changes, let's restart the Tomcat instance. Okay, it has started now. Just verify the process is running or not. Sometimes this will cause the issues to web applications. So just to make sure. Now go back to browser. Now we try to deploy the WAR file. Just minimize this window. Choose the file. Choose the same jenkins.war file now, and click on deploy. It should work fine. So earlier the issue was the size of the jenkins.war file is 60 MB, whereas in the settings it was allowed 50 MB. So I have increased it to 80 MB now. So that's why we are able to deploy it successfully. Okay, after the deployment I am accessing it for the first time, so it is coming up now. Okay, so directly we got the login screen.